Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kappa Season 2. We've completed our opening round in the 16-team double elimination bracket. We're now going down to the lower bracket where the opening round here starts. We've got NND, Nas Nedaganyat going up against Mineski-X. This is just a best of one. Loser of this is out of the tournament. Well, at least out of Season 2. So this is a big deal. These teams are ready, and they're going to have to play their hearts out here. NND, of course, the team that qualified from the Vietnam qualifier. We saw them in Season 1, and they've got an interesting play style. They've got some skills, but still have to a little room to grow, I guess you could say, in that late game decision making. So let's go ahead and hop into the draft, see what these cutie pies are working on here. We were a little late getting this lobby going. We had a couple issues there, so we are a bit behind schedule today. We are going to have another best of one coming up after this, and I believe it is another one of those lower bracket matchups. It's going to be No Snipe versus the Mongols. Two of the qualifier teams, and, well, that's going to be an interesting matchup. No idea who the favorite is going into that one. We've got bets today, though, folks. Dota 2 Lounge is open and taking your business. I don't know if the second game is actually on the lounge. This might be all you get. It is 59% for Mineski-X and 41% for Nas Nedaganyat. I still don't know what that means. Someone told me it means Nas Nedaganyat. So, I mean, that about summarizes it as clearly as anyone could, I suppose. So what do we got here today? Let's talk about this draft a little bit. First pick did go the way of Mineski-X. They grabbed the Lion. There you go. We've talked about the Demon Witch a fair bit. The big boy, the talk of the town, all over the place, especially in these China Sea metas. They're loving the Lion. Yesterday, I think we saw him third picked in both games, if I'm not horribly mistaken. Beastmaster, Lone Druid, the opener here for NND. We've seen a lot of Beastmaster bans. He's probably been the most banned hero this tournament, so no surprise to see NND pick him up early on. Great laner, great position 4 in the jungler. Throw that Iron Talent around, put the bird all over the place, control some runes. Boom! You got a stun that goes through BKB. Of course you're picking that guy up early. Come on now. Lone Druid as well. Nice early dominator. We'll probably see that Midas into Radiance build. Sit back, farm, kill some people, maybe get some Entangling Claws. All very good heroes. Invoker now the third choice for our Vietnamese squad on the Dire side. They need some setup here, though. I wonder if we're going to see this Exort or Wex. The last couple days, I've been predicting a lot of Exort Invokers, and actually almost all of them have gone Quas Wex. Even in the North American region, casting some Canada Cup, we've seen a couple of Quas Wex Invokers. So you do have some setup. The Beastmaster provides a pretty nice, long, beefy duration stun there for the Sunstrikes to connect. But somebody with a little bit of control, another stun setup, you know. These are probably their cores, though, for NND, unless they want to go super greedy with the Beastmaster as a dedicated 4. We've seen more often the position 3 Beastmaster now just sack the off lane and go right into the jungle. Teams are starting to figure out a little bit if you dedicate to having Beastmaster as your second support, playing more of a greedy 4. There's this long window in the early game, like 5 or 6 minutes or so, where the Beastmaster does almost nothing. He can rotate a little bit. He has that annoying slow on the board that can be an irritant in lane, but generally speaking, he's not going to be like a good lane support like a Lion or a Phoenix or a Witch Doctor who can do a lot of damage, set up kills, and actually zone somebody out. So in turn, you can put pressure on yourself, capitalize on all that space that the Beastmaster is providing for you, given that he's basically AFK in the jungle. NND go with the Abaddon for their 4th pick. All right. Well, a good hero to have against the Slardar. You can Aphotic Shield off the Amplify damage. Not bad to have against Lion as well. Blink Hex Initiation. Abaddon is a good form of counter to that. Just cleanse off the Hex. If they jump on you, well, you've got borrowed time. So chances are they're not going to be able to burst you down through that threshold of your ultimate. There's no Lina, anything like that. Finger of Death, I guess there's always that possibility that Abaddon could just go finger. Oh, God, nice borrowed time, son. A little too slow on that one. That does happen from time to time, but easier said than done. Let's talk about this Mineski-X lineup in a bit more detail here. Slardar Lion, some great initiators. Slark probably looking for a Blink Dagger, Shadow Blade, some mobility tool like that. So 3 heroes that can really start a fight pretty easily here. Even Phoenix can Icarus dive, egg in, and they've got a lot of stuff to help protect the egg. Slardar and Lion, both with AoE stuns, just some good natural synergy there. Curious what Mineski-X have in mind for their final pick. NND ban out the PL, who, of course, we do see in the mid lane here in the C region. not a bad ban, but I think they might go for something that can match up. Well, I was going to say better against the Invoker, but honestly, PL holds his own pretty well. He's got really high base damage. The Spirit Lance Harass is really annoying. And it does put some pressure on the Invoker. But I think they need to go something that has a little more control. They've got a fair bit of stuns so far, but they need another good team fighting hero that can kind of pull this whole thing together. You know, a Puck would have been a perfect choice here, I think, but it has been banned out by NND. Probably a smart choice there. Mineski-X, final ban for them will be the Witch Doctor.
5 seconds remaining.
Limiting the supports for NND. I think a good call. A healer that combos pretty well with the Abaddon. One of the weaknesses of the Abaddon support is, of course, lack of stun. So taking out anybody who has another big stun that can help control things down, I think will be smart. Mineski-X, go with the Tinker. All right. Well, not the stunner that I was thinking perhaps, but still some great control here. You get the blind effect from the laser. You get the March of the Machine that you can combo with the Egg. You get a lot of burst damage here, that as well as the Lion. I think a Veil of Discord will be much warranted this game for Mineski-X. A lot of good magical damage and quite a bit of physical too. Slark's right clicks, comboing with Slardars, his bashes. They could go for a couple of Echo Sabers, hit a really nice mid-game timing here alongside the Blink Dagger with the Lion, the BOT Blink with the Tinker, and Phoenix with just kind of a basic kit. Really just needs that level 6, and she can start contributing a lot to those team fights. Mineski-X will have the option, of course, to scale towards the late game here with Tinker, Slardar, Slark. No problem there. And, whoa, daddy, here we go. We saw it banned out against NND yesterday. The Ricky Maru going to be their final choice. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm having, like, PTSD-grade flashbacks to Season 1, and I think they might have played Ricky in those games as well. An odd hero on this patch. Honestly, I'm kind of torn on how I feel about Ricky. There's this early window where he is really strong. Maybe 5 to 25 minutes or so where he is just so annoying. He can play that bounty hunter style where he invades the jungle, just leeches XP, and just kind of follows you around, which is really annoying. And if he gets quite a few kills, he can actually pick up some momentum and do a fair bit of damage. He does start to fall off, of course. The Tricks of the Trade ult does give him a reset ability, so you can't just jump on him and have a guaranteed kill, but very bold to pick this up against a Slardar. I think they're counting on this Abaddon with his cleanses to keep them safe from a lot of these amplified damage type scenarios that would otherwise lead to treachery. And I think that's an interesting way to go about it. How will they play this Ricky, though? Will he spend more time sitting in the lane? Will he be roaming about? Are we going to be plagued with pauses yet again? Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Yesterday, we had a fun pause game. We had a lot of topsy-turvy madness. Which match was that was particularly bad? I've already forgotten. I've tried to block it out. Like, I've still got the VODs on my browser. I think it was the TNC NND game. Was that the one that had all the pauses? Oh, fuck me. We're going to have to look now. No, I think it was... Oh, no, it was the Rave game. It was the Rave Beyond Infinity match. Oh, my God. That was awful. That was... Beyond Infinity was ahead by, like, some absurd amount at the 30-minute mark or 20-minute mark, 15-3. And then their whole team just DC'd. And they were playing 4v5 for, like, half the game. Rave sort of stalled it out. Almost looked like they could turn it around 5v4. And then it became 5v5 again, and Rave just got massacred. It was a 90-minute game. Well, all right, so it's a 90-minute VOD for like a 40-minute game. It was pretty ridiculous. So I'm still feeling the burn from yesterday. My back's all sore from carrying us through that pause. We listened. We perused the 4-disc Disney Ultimate Collection. We read a paragraph from the World of Warcraft book, Arthas the Lich King. A lot of people in chat did not like that. NND ready to ride. A lot of eyes on Nefari this game for the Invoker. I think the Invoker is going to be a key hero for NND. I think they're going to need Exort. I really do. I think it combos very well with the Beastmaster also. You get some additional summons. They've got the Bear, so you get those Forge Spirits. You get those Necro units. It's really quite good. He's going to go Quas level 1, though. Generally a sign that you're going for more of a Wex-based build. We have seen a handful of Invokers go for this. That hybrid build isn't really the right word, but an early point in Wex, so you at least get the Ghost Walk and then end up going mostly Exort. And sometimes that early point in Quas is a sign that you're going to do a bit of a medley in those early levels, but really hard to say. I think Quas Wex or Quas Exort could definitely work this game. A good tempo controller is always good to have. Tornado, very handy to have against the Tinker to try to set up kills there. And EMP, yeah, it's pretty effective this game. Good against Tinker. Great against Slardar, Slark. I could see some EMPs doing some work, that's for sure. All right, Sticky Ricky. Oh, Twitch chat, you silly willies. Here we go. Are we actually going to see a fight about a rune? This has not happened in the last, like, 10 games we've covered here in C Kappa. Mineski-X are going to go for it, though. They're going to go straight in. It's a double stun from the Lion. The Wind Ray from the high ground. The rune's coming out. It's already come out. Both of them go to the Radiant. They get the first blood on the Ricky. Oh, my God. It's the dream start for Mineski-X. They get a 200 gold bounty. And the first blood comes out on who better than Slardar? Well, maybe Tinker. I guess you could make a pretty strong case for that. But now Slardar is just going to start the game with boots. NND are going to be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We were not ready for that madness out of the gate, fellas. We're going to have to DC and think about it. We're going to go over our notes here. All right, guys, is it time for a Moonduck instant replay already? I wasn't quite ready for that. Let's go. Moonduck instant replay. Here we go. Hashtag production value. Hashtag follow us on Twitter. Zygo's charging on in. Johnny with a beautiful stun to set it up. The Ricky's just taking so much damage. He's tanking the march. Slardar comes scooting on over, hits him with a stun. It's just a great setup and a pretty good misplay from the Ricky. Sick replay. Love to see you do that, BTS. All right, so what do we got here? God damn it. Are we really going to go into Disney music at the 0-0 mark of our first game of the day? I don't know. Like, nothing has happened yet. I don't know what else you want to talk about. There's some cool synergy on both sides. Both teams have good drafts. It's going to be a bloodbath. Now, the Beastmaster, I will say, he did go Iron Talent. So I'm curious how they're going to set up these lanes. If it's going to be more of the off-lane Ricky jungling Beastmaster with just a support Abaddon, or if it's going to be more of this support Ricky. He does have some wards, but those could have been pulled to him. We'll see what they do here. But Beastmaster is going to be the one soaking up the farm in the jungle, using that little headdress, calling his Indian brethren. Yep. We can't even look at the cosmetics game. Everything's all blued out. Let's see here. Slardar, no. Tinker, any cool items? Yeah, you got some. The Roller Monster. God damn it. I know what we could do. The Dead Mouse sound pack, baby. Here we go. Let's just listen to Dead Mouse for the next 10 minutes here while we wait for this pause. Deadmau5 fucking rules, man. This is awesome. Dude, this Deadmau5 dance party, though, it's really getting me going. I'm north of the equator right now. I want more. Why'd you stop, Deadmau5? That is one ugly cosmetic. Yeah, track 2, baby. Oh shit, he's reconnected. Oh shit. Alright, goodbye, Deadmau5. Thank you for carrying us through that pause. Deadmau5, our hearts go out to you. You help make this game possible. All right, so where were we in this game here? We've got Tinker in the mid lane matching up against the Invoker. Hopefully that's the end of the connection issues. But don't worry, Boo Boo's in the jungle. So even if he's lagging, even if he can't find his packets, he should be able to still click that Iron Talon and make some stuff happen. Mid lane, we're going to see some rotations. In comes Sticky Ricky. They've got a Sentry Ward down already. They've got the stun from the Lion. Ricky's going to get pushed back here pretty hard. Dire Observer Ward here. Why is it blue? How are you going to make a blue Observer Ward? It looks like a Sentry. God damn it. Look at this. I mean, it doesn't have the little symbol up top, but that's not cool, man. That's messing with the colorblind folk, I got to admit. I don't dig. So we've got Sentry Wards and Observer Wards now down for the Dire side. They are going to get vision control of the mid lane, so now Ricky can rotate over a little bit easier and put some pressure on the Tinker. But Lion moving into the jungle. He says, hey, wait a second. There's somebody missing off this map. Where's that Beastmaster? He starts moving on in just to investigate things. Looks like he'll get a ward down. They've had a ward down up here, so they've got pretty good intel about his movements. Ricky now rotating down to the bottom lane. Just going to leech some XP. This is one of the bouncing acts for Ricky, kind of like the Bounty Hunter. You need to be that mobile ward, move around, get intel, but you also need to make sure you don't fall too far behind. You need to get that experience. Say goodnight to your Sentry Ward. He drops one. It gets eaten by the Slark. They've already got a Sentry down. This is a rocky start for the Ricky, losing... Well, that first rotation not going so well now, losing his vision control down bottom. He has an idea of where this Sentry is, so he is going to be able to kind of position around it. And, of course, he can leech XP. One of the problems with Ricky, though, I keep using the Bounty Hunter analogy. And one of the things with Ricky is that he doesn't recover quite as well. Bounty Hunter is okay with not getting any kills, not getting any farm in the first couple levels because he knows he'll eventually hit level 6. Track's going to come out. It'll make it easier for his allies to find kills, and he'll feel the benefits of that. He'll get all that extra assist gold, and he'll start to recover and start actually contributing to kills. Ricky hits 6, and sure, Tricks of the Trade is nice, but... you know, he doesn't have that same recover ability. He needs to gradually gain momentum and ride that high. It's a little bit more of a linear trajectory. Rather, Bounty Hunter goes through more of kind of like an exponential growth phase once track comes online. Do you see a courier get sniped here? What's this? What are we looking at? Who's dead? Who's dead? Oh, that's the dire courier, actually. Okay. Radiant hanging onto the bottle way back here. Uh-oh, is Ricky coming in? They've got the vision control. He goes in onto the Tinker. There's the smoke cloud. They've got a stun. This EMP is actually going to connect. This could be not a first blood, but first kill of the game for NND, and there you go. Ricky sets it up with the Invoker. Great combo there. Of course, you're slowed while you're stuck inside of the smoke cloud, so it makes it easier for that EMP, or it makes it much harder to get out of that EMP and kind of get some sure damage there. Slardar being pretty aggressive up here in the top lane. Just the solo offlaner for Mineski-X. We've been seeing the offlane Slardar less and less. I think still a pretty potent hero, opens up a lot of Roche possibilities, but the core just offlane Slardar by himself has fallen out of popularity. Sort of similar to the Earthshaker that used to be quite common, and now you rarely ever see because it's so easy to zone him out relative to a lot of other heroes, and he's just so reliant on that Blink Dagger timing. I'm really curious if we'll see him stop off for an armlet or something like that before the Blink. But 12 last hits, he's doing as well as the Tinker is in the mid lane. So I guess all things considered, he can't be too upset here. Initial laning stage definitely going the way of Mineski-X. Don't forget they started off with that great lead, both bounty runes, and they picked up that first blood straight away. So even though it is squared up one apiece, they've gotten quite a bit more out of these lanes. So far, Ricky has not farmed much. He picked up that one assist, and he's picked up a singleton last hit, leeching a little XP here and there. But compared to the Slark, who is just free farming away, 30 last hits on him, and this lone Druid, who's now up to about 27. Both safe lane farmers feeling pretty good here. Oh. Oh. Sunray down bottom, coming out of the Phoenix. They're about to lose this sentry ward here. Looks like they don't have any other detection for now. Oh, mid lane, rotation onto Nefari. Looks like they should be able to pick up this kill. My God. It's too early here, folks. Easy peasy. Good rotation from Johnny, though. The power of the early line. Level 3. Got a nice stun. Nice hex. He's got an extra sentry ward as well in case they bump into the Ricky. And Tinker going for the laser primary build. Okay, so going for the burst damage oriented setup here. Slightly more mana efficient than that rocket build. Uh-oh. The bears at that point where the RNG is here. Entangling claws. Makes Slardar's life a little more difficult. He picks up early power treads, so it doesn't rush the Blink Dagger. Just gets those extra stats going on. Ricky just going for boots after the Oov. Also really curious what item build Eden ends up going for. What is the go-to build on Ricky? Do you go mobility? Do you go survivability? Do you go damage? You know, again, with that Bounty Hunter parallel, you go for more of a support utility. You know, often a mech is the item of choice. Uh-oh, they're going to go right in onto Johnny. Nefari rotates over. There's that mobile ward we were talking about. But Phoenix TP's in. Icarus dive across. Now the laser. They're probably going to get Nefari here. No invoke for Ghost Walk, and he's just going down. Tinker secures himself the Bounty Rune, and Mineski-X should be pretty happy with that trade. Lying for the Invoker. Definitely okay losing that support if it means they can kill the mid laner. The mid lane is a fairly even spread. Both of them farming at kind of a deficit right now. 24 last hits apiece. Kind of a slow mid lane. A lot of rotations, a lot of harassment. Tinker actually goes back for infused raindrops. Great to have against Invoker. And the mana regen, of course, is great to have on tanks. It's actually going to be his first charge used there as he gets hit by a tornado. Down bottom, Eden taking some good damage, but able to jump away. The Ricky, pretty hard to kill early on, very mobile in general, but as I say that, they're actually going to lock him into the trees. They see exactly where he is. I guess he was out of charges for the Blink Strike. Oh no, no charges. What am I talking about? Jesus Christ. What iteration of Ricky are we on? Yeah, that level 1 Blink Strike. Not exactly a value point. 16-second cooldown is pretty long. All right, 4-2. Mineski-X feeling pretty good. This is exactly the problem with the jungling Beastmaster. He's farming really well. He's level 7. He's of the highest in the game, making great headway towards that Necronomicon. But look at what's happening in the lanes. Mineski-X holding on to this small lead. Usually when you have a dedicated jungler, it opens up more efficiency around the map. You'll see your team naturally start to pull ahead in net worth, pull ahead in team experience, because you're just getting more. You have 2 solo lanes. You don't have to share XP as the creeps kill one another. But we're not seeing that effect here because they have supports that allow them to put on a lot more pressure. Lion and Phoenix do a lot of damage. Phoenix does a lot of sustainability. 3 points in the Sunray. It's nothing to mess around with. And it's basically been a 4v5 at this stage of the game. Haven't really felt the effect of the Abaddon either. Only level 4. He's gone for a pretty standard build here. Just 1-2-1. Gets that value point in the Curse of Avernus. Gets some extra points in the Aphotic Shield. But he hasn't really been able to do a hell of a lot. Nor has this Riki, who I feel like has been somewhat underwhelming here. Double damage on Slark. Actually connects on the Riki with the bounce. That's kind of fortunate. Phase boots up now on the Riki Maru. Okay. So it seems mobility is going to be the choice. I would have thought the power treads are still the name of the game for this guy. You still get the Agi multiplier, so just being able to toggle on the Agi treads is a pretty big deal, especially at this stage in the game. It gives you a big bump in damage. But of course, so do the phase boots. Different type of damage, but it's there. Lion caught by an EMP tornado. Nefari going to go in. Will connect with a cold snap. Lion will live through it, though. Now the Sunray actually turns onto the Riki. He dies first. Lion benefited from that. Nefari almost goes down as well. Just barely survives the duration of the laser. And they'll trade 1-for-1 again. Slight advantage, I'd say, to the Radiant, though Invoker did get credit for the kill on the Lion. Slightly more value coming out of that one. But I think the main thing there is that Lion gets experience for that kill. And Lion, one of those heroes that desperately needs his level 6. Him and Phoenix both, actually. The Mineski-X lineup doesn't really come online until Finger and Supernova are part of the equation. Riki, his ult's cute. Same with Abaddon, his ult's cute, but it doesn't completely change the state of the game. Up top, they're actually going to have a go on the bear here. And with a crush as well as the amp damage, they might actually be able to bring it down. Do they have the right clicks? This is about the bounty of a hero. 300 gold goes the way of the Lion, plus the experience. That gets him very close to level 6. And a pretty penny does go his way. That's a big kill. That's a nice bump there from Mineski-X. That's about their team's net worth lead right there. Worth in gold just from getting that big old bear. Big old blue. The mobile ward here. Still just scouting out Slark. Leeching a little bit of XP. Does have some teammates down bottom. Beastmaster now showing his face. Rotates out of the jungle just to put some pressure on this tier 1. He's got the level 1 Necronomicon, so pushing is pretty easy. Just going to use that warrior to tank up the tower, and it's a freebie. Totally uncontested. He'll even get credit for the last hit. A little surprised that Mineski-X didn't do anything to try and contest that, though they did take the time to secure their key level 6 or level 1 ultimates as their supports hit level 6. Here we go. Anticipating a potential rotation, they drop down a Sentry Ward. Riki almost walks into it. Ooh, daddy. Not quite, though. Wow, Johnny's gone for a Windlace here to go with his Tranquil Boots. In lieu of the Blink Dagger, he's just gone for big movement speed. Almost up to 400 on the Lion. That's pretty nice. Should make it easy for him to initiate. Looks like we saw an EMP Tornado come out on the Tinker. That'll connect there. And there are the BOTs for old Tinky. Speak of the devil. Yeah, that's a great timing here. 11 minutes. You know, he stopped off for the Null Tally Bottle and Fused Raindrops. Probably could have had him a little bit faster, but a pretty solid timing, all things considered. Still on par with the Invoker. And it looks like Nefari not going to be going for the Midas. Quite possibly just phase into Drum. Maybe an Orchid. I don't know if this is really a great Orchid game. Good to have against a Tinker, but is he actually going to be able to hunt with it? Yeah, probably not so likely. The Drum actually gets completed here just as we're talking about it. Up top, looking to have a go. They're going to hop in onto the bear again. They hit it with a series of stuns. It actually takes a miscoil from the Abaddon. But they will just finish it off. There is a resummon for Yoku. Fucking Ben Stavanis. I don't understand this name. Why is his name Yoku Ben Stavanis? Is he just a Yoku fanboy? And his name is Ben Stavanis? Is Ben Stavanis an actor or a porn star that I'm not privy to? Like, I just don't get it. Somebody tweet at me the explanation to this joke. Here we go. Tinker on his way in. Wants to show off those BOTs. No, he cancels it. Riki, very far forward here. Still not yet level 6. Needs to be a little bit cautious of the positioning. Aphotic Shield on the bear. Nefari with a Tornado. Catches the Slardar across the back line. But they don't want to dive the tower for it. And NND not going to be able to get anything out of this. That was a 4-hero rotation on the Dire squad. So that whole time, Tinky's just free farming in the mid. Slark, oh, he goes right in onto Beastmaster. What's he got here? That's a full Shadow Blade. Hits him with the backstab. Goes into the Shadow Dance. Necronomicon gets popped, but now Lion's here. They should be able to just kill the Beastmaster and clean up the Necro units. Oh, man. Slark's actually being cautious here. He's out of mana. And I don't think he wants to get hit by the last will, but just tank it, dude. Tank it and run, son. That's money. Oh, you could have lived. I guess if you look at Radiant, they actually had a lot of vision. There was a pretty low chance there was somebody lurking in the tree line just looking to finish him off. I guess the Druid could have just popped over, and in that case, he would have died, but that's free money, man. You got to kill those Necro. At least kill the Archer. That thing's worth 200 gold. Maybe Slark's from a rich family. He doesn't need it. Blink Dagger up on Sladar. No armlet for him. He goes straight in onto Nefari. Slark's nearby. Bada boom, bada bing. Nefari in big trouble. Invokes the Ghost Walk, but can't get it off in time. Probably wouldn't have mattered anyhow. There was an amp damage on the field. That's another one up on the scoreboard from Mineski-X. NND seemed dedicated to have somebody work in the jungle here. Beastmaster is going to move out, but now the Midas Syllabear moves on in. He's got about 3,500 gold, so we are getting close to Relic territory, and honestly, Ben Stevanis, he is farming damn well. When that Radiance comes online, he's going to be looking good. Gold graph, a little bit all over the place here. We've seen NND actually move into the lead, but Mineski have still found the advantage with the pickoffs. Level 2 Necro Book now out on the Beastmaster. Also his level 11. Buffs up that ult just a little bit. Oh, here we go. They walk right into 2. EMP Tornado on Lion and Slardar. NND think it's a trap of some sort. Again, they've got intel on where the Tinker is and where the Slark is. They could have just gone in on it, but they don't. Now they hop forward onto Johnny. Eden of something. Why did I was going to say Garden of Eden, and then I started with Eden. Tricks of the Trade, not going to do a hell of a lot. Nova almost gets Primal Roared upon. Cast point's a bit too long. Ricky now, level 7. Slark coming around the backside. Here we go. They get a Sentry Ward down. Kang's going to walk right into it. It is a Tarp. The Abaddon, the target of choice of all the heroes. A little bit surprised to see that. He's got the borrowed time. The laser comes in around the other side. Kang's going to get healed up. Ricky dies off to the back line. Invoker drops the EMP. They're going to try to go in onto this egg. They'll blow it up now. They try to focus the Slardar. He gets low, and they do bring him down. Finger of Death. Turns it back on the Beastmaster. It's a 2 for 2. They're going to clear up these Necro units. March the Machine doing some work. And it's a pretty even exchange. Mineski-X finding a slight edge, and Slark might still be able to find a pickup kill. Nefari does have it invoked. Might be able to get off the Ghost Walk here. He does, but it's not enough. Slark had Dust anyway. Definitely would have been able to secure the kill, but the Dark Pact locks him down and brings him down. There's another one up on the board there for Mineski-X. Tinker starting to move around the map now. Probably looking for that Blink Dagger coming out next. He's gotten a lot of value out of these infused raindrops. Down to 2 charges now, but it has definitely had an impact in these fights, and just that added mana regen makes a big difference. Of course, you've got Soul Ring Bottle. You're constantly going back to the well, refreshing yourself, but just having that added passive regen and knowing that inventory slot is going to become available, he's held onto it for long enough that I think it's definitely had an impact on his bottom line. Now the Blink Dagger up on Lion. These key initiation tools coming into play for Mineski-X. 2 Blink Daggers and 1 Shadow Blade. Dire side. We've got NND. What are we looking at here? Soon to be a level 3 Necronomicon, but more importantly, it's the Radiance on the Big Bad Bear. Gonna start cruising around. Now he can start to power farm. Of course, the 17% miss chance does make a difference, though it doesn't matter if the bear's dead. Easy pickoff from Mineski-X. Do they have vision of that? Yeah, they sure did. Look at this ward here. Look at that guy. It's a big bad ward. They've had a ward up in that spot pretty much the entire game, and it's really made a big impact. Trying to dive the Tinker. This could end poorly for NND on the back line. Stun on 2 from the Lion. Follow-up from the Slardar. Phoenix gets off the Supernova. It's doing some big damage. Going hard on Nefari. He survives. The Supernova connects, and Nefari lives on 19 HP. The Slark actually gets turned down as Ricky joins the party. Now they'll kill the Phoenix. Slardar getting low. He's trying to slither his way out, but the burn from the bear is just too much. Oh my gosh, cold snap, tornado. Johnny comes in with the blink stun. Can he save his Tinker? The burn, it hurts. And the final blast down from the Abaddon. The level 2 Mistcoil secures the kill. NND erupting with a ferocity of momentum here. Over a 3K net worth swing. They're going to go ham on this tier 1 tower. They're going to turn that ham into money. 4-0. NND coming out big in the mid lane. Great team fight here. Let's think about this. Are they going to move into the Roche pit? Oh, it looks like it. All of a sudden, Mineski-X in a little bit of trouble. All right. I'm going to go to our Moonduck instant replay here. It's a great initiation on NND. They get a setup with the Lion, followed up by the Slardar, and they even get the Supernova to go off. Somehow Nefari lives. They turn, obliterate the Slark, compliments of the Primal Roar and the backstab from the Riki. They realize, wait a second, Slardar's trying to slither around. That's like a free Orchid buff. Hey, let's do it. Oh my god, that's not the overlay. Whoops, sorry about that, folks. That was my bad. Just a little bit. Making sure you're still with us. Here we go. Eden gets jumped on in the Roche pit. Oh, they're going to get a freebie on the Riki. They didn't end up going for Roche after that. NND realized that they're not going to be able to kill it fast enough. We're still only 18 minutes in. I can't believe that Invoker lived in that last fight, though. It was such a close call. He's already used all of his drum charges, but if that was a squishy Handamitis Exort Invoker, I think he's guaranteed to die there. Instead, he's got all this movement speed, the second wind lace with the drum and the phase boots. He's speedy. He's got rockets for shoes. I see a lot of folks in Twitch chat talking shit about NND, but who's winning here, small sons? Let's see if they can keep this momentum, though. We've seen this before from NND, where they have a good early game, they go into the mid game with momentum, but once we get towards that late game, that's when they really seem to struggle. They're a team with a little bit less experience than the players of Mineski-X, so over time, we should expect Mineski-X to start to be able to outskill them, but we'll see. It's not a huge deficit, but it's a deficit nonetheless. They go in onto Ben Stefanis. Abaddon's there to reset things. Now the counter initiation onto X Nova. He's out of mana. He's running low on HP. A very ambitious Supernova secures the kill on 2, the Invoker and the Riki, but it does cost the Phoenix's life. In comes Kang, going in deep. Abaddon's here trying to heal up the bear. The Spirit Bear's actually now going back in onto Slark. They're doing a lot of damage here. I don't think the Radiance is going to be quite enough. Maybe they can maintain eyes. This is kind of a close call. Run, bear, run. They've got vision on the bear, though, and he is going to regen through it. So it's a 2-for-1. Mineski-X do get a slight advantage out of this fight. About a 1K swing. Bold play from the Phoenix. Oh, there you go. Johnny gets an extra 200 gold there. 1,500 up on the Lion. He's really the big breadwinner. Also level 11. Let's take a look at levels. Yeah, this Lion's cruising. I'm surprised there's such an experience difference on these supports for the Radiant side.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
For Lion, that finger is not just about the damage, it's more about the cooldown. 160 to 100 is a world of difference, and now he'll have it up for pretty much every fight. Earlier on in this game, we were curious, what's Riki gonna do? What kind of items does he want to go for with the Blade of Alacrity? Either a Yasha or a Diffusal Blade. I think more likely to be the latter. Go for a little bit of mana burn, get that utility slow, get all that yummy agi. I mean, Yasha, SNY, never bad to have, but I think the Diffusal lets you make more plays in the clutch. You know, jump on the Tinker, make it hard for him to get out of your little silence there. Speaking of Tinker, he's got the energy booster now. He's going to go for an Aether Lens. Okay, interesting. I was wondering, is that the beginning of like a Bloodstone or something? But no, he's just going straight for range, prioritizing some of these spells now. The Blink Dagger also up, so he's very mobile. They've only taken out one tower, but this Tinker can start moving around the map and setting stuff up. Sentry Ward comes down. They see the Slark. Riki takes the pounce, but Slark is just in full retreat. Whose scan was that? That was a Dire scan. They make sure there's nobody wrapping around up this way. Radiant still holding on to theirs. What's the play here, Dire? Lone Druid continuing to farm very well. What are we looking at in terms of item progression? He's picked up a Hyperstone now, probably just straight into the AC. Just get more attack speed for the team. Nice synergy with the Beastmaster's Inner Beast. All those units going to be attacking faster than hell. Let's take a look at Dire Vision here because Ricky is giving them everything they need to know. Here we go. The fight's going to break out. They go right in onto the Beastmaster. He dies before he can even ult. Now the Phoenix Egg in the pit. Again, very ambitious. Does draw their focus, but they lose their Slark in the meanwhile. The Necro units from the dead Beastmaster actually do a lot of return damage. Ricky tries to man up on the Tinker. He gets taken out, and it does end as a 2-for-2. Mineski-X deep in enemy territory. NND still clustered up around the Roche pit. Going to see the Tinker TP top. He's going to try to pressure that tower. The Bear, meanwhile, on the other side, gets stunned up by Johnny. Savage Roar interrupts the TP. He goes running away. Glimmer Cape on. They should be able to pick up this Lion. Miscoil breaks the Blink Dagger. Johnny on the run. Can he juke it? Can he jive it? He gets the Blink Dagger. Makes it back to the high ground, but he's got no TP for 50 seconds here. Oh, my God. Johnny making the space. He's going to have a Blink Dagger up in 2 seconds. They're just going to let him go. I don't think they realize that his TP's on cooldown and that they interrupted it. They should know. They used a Savage Roar for it. He's going to walk right past Ben Stavanis. Go for the Deny in the Ancients, buddy. No, Johnny, no, not like this. Oh, he dies to the Bear in the end. A good try, Lion. He lived much longer than he should have. Makes a little bit of space for his team. Meanwhile, his team drops a scan. They see that they're moving in towards the Roche pit. Ricky going to be walking nearby here. And at this stage, they can kill Roche pretty quick. They're a little bit light on minus armor. The AC is not quite done yet. Oh, God. While we're looking at Roche, missed a kill on the Invoker. Looks like Tinker just caught him out a little bit. Seems like Mineski-X are just going to let the Roche go. Instead, they're going to focus on a pick-off and as well as that Tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. So they are just going to get objectives around the map instead. I guess feeling confident that they can handle the Aegis. Maybe they can actually contest in time. Roche still has a decent amount of HP. Slardar looking for a crush, but does get silenced by the Ricky. Tinker on the high ground, dropping down the march. Roche still with about 1,500 HP. Now Slark comes in. Slardar sets up the stuns. Who's going to get the kill on Roche? Slardar caught by Entangling Claws. He's taking heavy damage here. The Bear falls. Roche getting very low. It dies to the Dire, and the Aegis gets picked up by the Beastmaster. He's probably going to go down, but he's coming right back. Kang getting low. Supernova helped buy him some time, but no, the Miscoil comes around and will finish off the Slark. Now the Beastmaster's back. He's got his Necronomicon units, and they are going to push out. NND coming out big here. They got the Aegis. They got the Roche Golden Experience, and now they're starting to take this fight. A 2-for-2. They do have to burn their Aegis. Let's take a look at the recap, see who made out better. Mineski-X just slightly, but whoo, daddy. Maybe a stroke of luck for NND in that one. Managing to get the Roche amongst all that chaos. Looking at the graphs, it is Mineski-X that kind of got more out of that exchange overall, though. They forced out a couple of glyphs. They almost killed that Tier 1 mid. Getting that pick on the Invoker was actually huge. Johnny going to take some damage down bottom. There's actually a Sentry Ward, even though he gets a Glimmer Cape, but he'll be just fine. Oh, they're going to go in onto the Invoker. Yep, they sure are. Hello, that's a Finger of Death from the Lion. And they've got a hell of a lot of burst damage. That's an easy kill every time. Doing a great job keeping this Invoker down. This is one of the issues with the Quasquex Invoker, though. You don't have that Midas to rely on to recover. And you look at the overall net worth, Invoker down below the Slardar from Mineski-X. That was the solo offlaner for this Radiant team. You compare the Invoker to the mid lane Tinker from Mineski-X, and it's a world of difference. A huge margin, actually. Tinker is nearly 2x the size of the Invoker right now. They will finish off that Tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Slark getting credit for that one. He's picked up the Echo Saber, so he's nice and beefy. Gets some extra stats and some extra damage going his way. Now the Mithril Hammer, probably just a BKB on the way out for him, I would imagine. But time will tell. We'll see what he grabs. All right, so let's take a look here. Going to our Moonduck instant replay. Slardar goes right into the pit. A bold move. It ends up costing him his life, and it looks like they actually do just turn and focus Roche. NND make the call that Roche is low. They need to go in and get it. Beastmaster with the fast fingers. This would have been an easy fight for NND if Invoker didn't get picked off right beforehand. He's just respawning as Roche goes down. So NND were able to do that whole thing basically 5v4, which makes it all the more impressive. But unfortunately, they couldn't really use it to take a big advantage. It's Mineski-X that are pulling further ahead. 3K net worth, about 4K experience is their favor. Oh, this poor Quasquex Invoker. This poor bastard. He is on welfare right now. He's collecting food stamps. He's the kind of pretentious bastard that'd be collecting food stamps and complain about the quality of the stew. You know, here we go, set up onto Lion. Follow-up from the Beastmaster. They should have plenty of damage here. EMP, and the Necro Book was popped, so say goodnight to your mana. Johnny actually going to be the first one to die, but Mineski-X looks like they still might want to take a fight here. Kang in the front lines. He's just going to back out. The Necro units, of course, will reveal him. Makes the right call. Ricky has the Diffusal Blade now, flying out on the Courier. That's a biggin. Potentially a game-changing item. Will really help set up kills on these Tinker. Bear with Assault Cross starting to go ham on this tower. He's got Alacrity on. My God, look how much damage it does. Sunray, really annoying against the Spirit Bearer. High HP target. That percent damage over time really does hurt. Tier 2 tower mid falls in favor of NND. Nas Nadaganyat. Taking a little bit of map control of their own, limiting some of these access points. I have a feeling NND are going to make a heavy go at the next Roche. Still a long time before he comes up, but if they could take out this Tier 2 tower down in the bottom lane before the big boy respawns, limit some of the access points for Mineski-X, make it harder for them to contest, and if they could grab an Aegis, and I think breaking high ground could actually be a possibility for this squad. You saw how effective the Bear with Alacrity is at sieging, and they've got a lot of abilities to make some space for the Bear. If it gets initiated on, if the Phoenix uses the Sunray just for the Bear, well, you've got the Invoker on the back line. He can throw a Tornado from far to try to stop the Sunray. You've got Ricky, who can always jump in with a Blink Strike, Silence, and Tricks of the Trade to keep himself safe. A lot of options for just sieging and trying to destroy structures here. Radiant, any more item progression? Force Staff on the Slardar, and now the Tinky picks up his Aghanim Scepter. So the interesting Aghanims causes the laser to refract, very similar to the TA. So turns that into an AoE spell. And the missiles, well, you get more of them. You don't always see that Tinker Ags. I feel like I see it in my pub games more often than not, but god damn is it annoying. You just sit back and it's so much magic damage coming your way. And with the Aether Lens, Tinker can cast these spells pretty far back, do big damage, and keep himself kind of out of harm's way. The Martian Machine, you have to be a little more up in the fray to get that off. It's kind of, it's a different play style, but I think it's definitely good here. Abaddon is some sustainability, but they don't have a huge amount. It's not like they have a Juggernaut and a Witch Doctor or something.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And they still don't have a mech out on the Abaddon. But here you go. Nice heads-up play from NND. They knock down that Tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. Again, limiting that map control that we were just talking about. Very easy to take out these outer towers at this point, though. Might get a bit harder. Slark with a gem as well as a BKB. Ricky going to need to be a little bit more careful with his positioning. Of course, the Invoker as well with Ghost Walk, though. He's already been pretty conservative. God, this poor Bear, though. I was just hyping up how many abilities they have to make space for the Bear. They didn't use any. Why didn't they Tornado to save the Bear? Oh. Well, just like that, they're going to retreat. A little bit of chip damage on the tower, but between the laser doing percent damage and the amp damage from the Slardar that just destroys all of the Bear's armor, they kill it so fast. It's up to plus 19. 6 plus 19 is pretty good, but you really feel that amp damage from the Slardar. But minus 20 is going to come into play, too. Still some room to scale. Mineski-X, here we go. Smoking out of the base. Who are they going to find? It might be the Beastmaster. Oh, great heads-up play from Kang. Knows exactly where somebody could be hiding. Just walks on in. Tornado splits the nines. Doesn't connect on anyone. And NND go into full retreat mode as Slardar goes slithering forward. Come on, Slardar. You can do it. You can still catch one if you try. Nope. It's Ricky. He'll break his smoke, and he won't be able to find him. Slark's still the one carrying the gem. Oh, Nefari could be in some trouble here. Slark is on the hunt. Shadow Blade up. Sees the Bear. Oh, which way are you going, Kang? Oh, Nefari. Doesn't even have a Ghost Walk available. They'll drop the Finger of Death, and it's such an easy gank from Mineski-X. This game is all over the place. It feels like Mineski-X are completely in control, but they are not that far ahead. NND are doing a really good job splitting this map and amassing farm on this lone Druid. He's been consistently a hop and a skip ahead of the Tinker, who's been farming pretty well himself. He's got the full AC, a full Vlad's now. and a Demon Edge up on the bear, so probably an
Dire's top
MKB.
tower is under
Deal with
attack.
that laser of the Tinker.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
All right. Force Staff coming for the Lion. Does seem like Mineski-X are prioritizing the mobility tools here. 3 Blink Daggers, 1 Force Staff, soon to be a second, and 1 Shadow Blade, part of their lineup here.
A soldier's fortune.
NND are not in a bad spot. I think they definitely have a win condition. If Mineski-X take a bad team fight, try to break the high ground when they're not ready, this bear can head to that enemy base so fast and just start destroying structures. Once he gets a set of BOTs up, honestly, like NND could win this game just from split pushing Rat alone. 1 or 2 interrupted TPs is all it would take. You're going to see the Tinker in a lot of trouble down bottom lane. Ricky catches him in the tree line. And there's that power of the Diffusal Blade. You get the smoke screen down. With the Diffusal charge, there's really not much the Tinker can do. The bear also helps out with some Radiance Burn. Ricky ending that mega kill streak. It's about 900 gold out of it. It's a pretty good little net worth swing there. Even the lone druid feeling the benefits. Looks like NND will just take this opportunity to pressure down towards the bottom lane. Slark level 18, wrapping around the backside. Tinker does have a buyback, so could rejoin this party. Slardar with a great initiation. In comes the Slark on the back line. Pops the BKB. Lion uses his finger, but he will fall right away. Slark just gets destroyed. Ricky with a triple kill. My God, shambles from Mineski-X. They're going to burn a series of buybacks here. 3, 4 used, but still an ultra kill from the Ricky. Can NND get out? If they can cut their losses here and reset, 4 buybacks used. This could be huge. Beautiful smoke screen from the Ricky. Stops the Slardar dead in his tracks. They might be able to get a counter kill on Slark. It's a rampage now. A dieback for the Slark. They lock X-Nova up in the air. He's going to force that forward. Gets a crush, but it just doesn't matter. NND still with all 5 alive. They get 7 kills. Oh my God. What a massacre. This game that was even now takes an 8K gold swing. Just like that, this bottom lane of barracks is gone. There will be a glyph used. NND actually still taking some damage. Are they going to be able to get this lane of barracks? I might have spoke too soon. The refraction doing big damage, but now the Tinker out of damage. Ricky, or out of mana rather. Ricky comes in, has another Diffusal charge, but also holding on to the gem. Sees the line coming up and doesn't want to lose it. He will just back out of the base. And Mineski-X do hold on to the barracks. But wow. That is one of the steepest inclines I think I've ever seen in a game. A rampage with 4 buybacks and then a dieback on top of that. That is pretty incredible. So, all right, let's take a look here. What do we got? What are we working with? Just wow. Okay, welcome to your Moonduck instant replay here, folks. So it starts out as just a classic siege from NND. The Abaddon isn't even there. He's in the bottom river, right? NND get initiated on. Slark uses his BKB. It looks awful. Johnny even gets his ult off, but the Slark gets caught by an entangling claw, and the bear just evaporates him. And while that's happening, Ricky is just cleaning up the entire team. Honestly, the Diffusal added so much damage. Mineski-X have no choice really but to use buybacks here. They could have been a little patient, maybe waited for NND to commit to the high ground. They could have possibly gotten a few more counter kills, but Slark, again, that was such a clutch silence from Eden there. It stops the Slardar from getting the crush and locks the Slark down. They know he doesn't have his abilities available. He can't use the Shadow Dance to get out. Bit of a misplay from Kang, maybe getting too cocky, but a dieback on the Slark hurts so much. Really impressive stuff from this Dire team, and oh God, just look at those numbers. Look how big of a swing it was. Good. Back into the real game here. Ricky, what are you doing? Roche is up. Dire in the pit, and they're going to get it uncontested. It's an Aegis of the Immortal going the way of Lone Druid, and things starting to pursue kind of like we predicted. NND getting a bit lucky with that fight. You can't really count on that, but they do get the Roche. And now with the Aegis, they should be able to break high ground pretty easily. Especially with the barracks exposed down bottom. Take a fight, put the bear on the melee barracks without a glyph. And if they win the fight, if they kill a couple heroes, they can just rotate mid. They've got a great window here. You've got 4 heroes with buyback on cooldown for about 4 minutes. You've got 5 minutes of time with an Aegis. And there's a tier 3 down. And you know they don't have glyph for at least 2 minutes. All of those things overlapping with each other means NND have a huge window here that they need to capitalize on. If they don't, I think Mineski-X could honestly still recover and get back into this game. 7,500 net worth difference is big, but it's not insurmountable. Mineski-X could easily win a team fight and bring this game back. Beastmaster does have BOTs. He'll be the one to stay up top here and defend against the Slark. He sees him TP out compliments of the bird, and now he can TP in and join the party. The Glyph, probably the least important of all of these factors. Right now, NND really wishing they had a pipe to try and deal with this Tinker a little more effectively. There is another BKB up in the game, and it is on the Ricky. First BKB for NND, but he's got some magic immunity now. Bear going in, takes the Alacrity. Aphotic Shield, gets rid of the armor debuff. Look at just how fast it trucks the structures, but also look at how fast it dies. They mech it up, EMP comes out, and NND are going straight for objectives. They're trying to go low risk here and just keep the bear alive while it does the dirty work for him. They'll get the melee barracks. It's basically what they came for. Though to be perfectly frank, I think they commit for a little more than that. Even if you trade evenly here, they have no buybacks. The Slark has even diebacked already. You're going to find yourself advantage. You have the Aegis. Dare I say, playing this one maybe just a bit too cautiously. Time left on the Aegis. They've got 3 minutes. Maybe 2 and some change. So there is still a pretty good window here. They may just opt to push out the top lane, take out this tier 2 tower, and then look for another siege. Oh, if they can catch the Slark here, this will be huge. Don't forget he has the BKB. Oh, I think he used the shadow or the Shadow Blade just in the nick of time. They didn't see him. Is there a gem for the Dire? There is, but it's on the lone druid. Slark just walks away. Slippery devil. So what's our lone druid working on next? Let's take a look at the bear. It looks like he's got himself a ghost scepter for now. And the bear itself has the full MKB. He's up to about another 2k gold. Anything on the courier? Nope, nope, nope. Smoke rotation now. Mineski-X moving through the enemy jungle. They're going to bump right into the Beastmaster. Oh, God. He blinks back, but it's just not going to matter. They're going to catch him, hit him with everything they've got, and it's an easy kill. Johnny saves the finger for that one. Uh-oh, but they are going to find the Abaddon as well. There's the borrowed time. Nefari wrapping around the tree line. He's going to be caught in the trees here. Not the place you want to be. It's an easy kill for Slark. Primal Roar after a buyback from the Beastmaster. Oh, the Tinker commits suicide. He was low on mana anyhow. Nowhere to go. The Slark's dead. Remember, he doesn't have a buyback. Extinct. Will Icarus dive away? He's going to live. Slardar are going to try to cut this lane, it looks like, before he heads back. It's a 2 for 2. But again, this is the exact reason why I thought they should have pressed the issue a bit more in the bottom lane. Now they've only got a minute left on the Aegis. Slark down without a buyback, and this buyback window is ending. All of the cooldowns coming up in about 30 seconds. Don't think they capitalized quite as hard as they could have. But that's all right. They still get a pretty good trade here, and Slark will be down for the count. They get the tier 2. Slardar does cut the lane. He'll get a couple of free creep kills, but they still have creeps with them, and that's really what matters. They just need to break the high ground backdoor defense. Bear taking a lot of damage from the Sunray. They need these EMP tornadoes to try to deal with that. Finger of Death, absolutely worth it to kill the bear there. Forcing that bear on cooldown means NND not going to push without that summoned bear ready to rock and roll, and that is a 2-minute cooldown. You compare that to Finger, only 40 seconds now. It's almost worth it to just Finger the bear pretty much every time in those kind of scenarios. It's such a key part of the NND arsenal. Well, now their big advantage is pretty much over. Aegis expires in just a couple seconds. Buybacks are up. And, of course, the Glyph is respawned as well. Only minimal damage on that top tier 3. NND are going to have to find a way to wipe them outside of the base before they can break this high ground. It's just too hard against Tinker. I also think a pipe is more than warranted. Beastmaster probably looking at a Lotus Orb at this stage with a Perseverance. Who could reasonably build a pipe? Lone Druid could definitely do it. He's got the farm. He's going to go for a BKB, it looks like. It's going to be pretty big. Ricky could farm it, though you don't really want him to. Abaddon's already committed to the Guardian Greaves. Honestly, I think the Beastmaster is your best hero. I mean, Lotus Orb is okay. It could be a Linken's, which is not the best against a Slardar, but still plenty of things to absorb. A pipe allows you to keep the bear alive a little bit longer, and more importantly, almost keep your creep wave alive through the march. It allows you to maintain that siege, even if just for a couple seconds. Kind of makes Tinker have to think twice about how he uses his spells. Sometimes where he would commit for what would be a sure kill, if you can keep someone alive, it can draw the Tinker into an unfavorable position. It's also just a damn good item. Get yourself a pipe. Pipes save lives. Dota might be the only game where smoking actually saves lives, I'll be honest. I don't know what message that sends. It's pretty terrible, though. Maybe waiting for the BKB on the LD here. Definitely a core item. Things slowing down, though. 42 minutes in. Both teams being a little more cautious with their positioning. Just waiting for the opposition to make a silly move. Both teams also very light on vision. Radiant get a ward down on the high ground here, and Dire have had one for a while as they plant one outside the Roche pit, just getting some control of the river. Both teams with a gem at the moment. So it makes sense that pretty much everything's been dewarded. Phoenix starting to close in on that Shiva's guard. Smoke from NND. Oh, here we go. Kang, he walks right into it. Oh, no. BKB gets popped. Tornado to try to zone out his teammates. He's going to BKB TP. Savage Roar not working through that one. Extinct, though, not going to be able to TP out. They've got a cold snap. He's already used his dive. Not the target they were hoping for, but they still force a BKB out of the Slark. That's good news. That's an 8-second charge. Pretty long cooldown on that. And they get a quick pick on the Phoenix, who does not have a buyback. Sladar looking to cut the wave. Oh, X-Nova, you cheeky little bastard. They don't have a creep wave with them, so this actually is a big deal, but Slardar is going to get caught. Yule's Scepter into Cold Snap. Stevanis comes in. They're definitely going to find him here. Nowhere to juke or jive. They've got the bird that gives the true vision over the tree line. You know, Slardar tried that once, and what's that famous saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. NND not going to be fooled twice here. Smart plays. Kind of anticipating what the Slardar would do, reacting fast and having the tools to come around. Look at this. Kang doing the same thing mid. This is so annoying. But annoying might be the only word for it. Let's take a look at buybacks here. Still a window of 5v3. Kang's going to start laying into this tier 3, but he definitely does not siege as fast as the bear. Lion, the proctologist, fingering that bear. He's got a big old pooper. But the bear with a BKB is going to be just fine. Now they're going to pop the building BKB. The glyph comes out. The bear still going to have a little duration left. Slark just tickling that tier 3 as Dire glyph it themselves. They'll get the melee barracks in the top lane, and this big, bad blue bear, he's on the run. He's going to live through it. They're probably going to wait for that 9-second PKB to come up. Bottom lane, the range barracks died. It's just the creeps. NND looking like they could possibly eliminate Mineski-X here with their Rat Dota style. Kang hops in. BKB's on. He wants this lone druid. The gem is there, but Kang taking big return damage as BKB is about to expire. There's the Shadow Dance, but it's a Ghost Scepter on the bear. He wasn't anticipating that. Now he's just trying to retreat. Rockets flying in from afar. The egg from Phoenix to try and zone him out. They're not going to go for it. Instead, they go for Yanni. He's over here on the high ground. They're going to break his Blink Dagger, and the bear gives him the love tap. The claw to finish him off. X-Nova on the run. Sladar, can he slither his way back to safety? It looks like it. Meanwhile, Kang in a bit too deep. Caught by a silence from the Ricky Maru. He's getting... Oh, no, he's taking big damage. Can they bring down Kang? This will be a big kill, and yes, they can. The Druid's still alive. I take that back. A huge refraction from the Tinker. Oh, man. He was just sitting in the back lobbing stinkers into that fight, doing huge damage. Just look at that recap. 3K done by the Tinker alone. Yeah, that final refraction was pretty telling. But just to make that fight a possibility, Mineski-X burned 2 buybacks, the Slark as well as the Lion. 2 down on the side of NND. They do get the much-needed kill on the lone druid. Gems, gems, gems. Who's recovered what? Johnny's still holding on to what? Oh, God, pardon me. Holding on to 1. And a Baden. He's holding on to a gem himself. I think he recovered the one from the lone druid. This game has turned into chaos, I have to admit. I don't know what the hell's going on. Mineski-X, slight favorites coming in. Going to be some sad betters if this fatty of a bear is actually going to be able to clutch out this game. Roche is up, and this is the big one. This is Roche 3, Aegis, and the Yummy Yummy Gouda. Mineski-X, are they going to go for the risky biscuit? They move right into the pit. They've got the minus armor, and goddamn, they kill it fast. Sunstrike from the Invoker. NND, if they want to contest this, they got to go now. Druid up in 10 seconds. This is the big window for Mineski-X, but Ricky's here. They have this tier 2 tower. It's a great access point. They got to start lobbing stuff into the pit ASAP. Dire have no vision. Radiant, they've got a ward on the high ground, so they know exactly what's going on. There comes the meatball. They got to hop in. Maybe they can snatch the Aegis. Slark pops the BKB, as does the Slardar. They're going to go in and finish off the Roche. Aegis goes the way of Slark, and now NND could be in a world of hurt. BKB used by the Ricky, and in deep goes the Beastmaster. He falls first. They get the kill on the Slardar. Cheese is still on the ground. Somebody pick up the cheese. It gets snagged by the Abaddon. They've gone 1 for 1 so far. It's a good ult from the Phoenix. Eden thinking about going back in for a couple of right clicks, but they will make it out. Supernova connects with no stuns. Now the BKB Bear gets the kill on the Lion. He did have a finger, but wasn't able to use it. Now Kang, taught by the Entangling Claws. He doesn't have a Shadow Dance or BKB. Pounces up to the high ground. He will live. Phoenix, a similar story. Icarus dive right up to the high ground. Tinker heads back to the top lane, but the creeps have pushed in. They've finished off the ranged barracks. They've done the work for them. Now NND thinking about making a move towards the high ground perhaps. Their Beastmaster's down, but they've got an advantage on the field. Are they still holding on to that yummy cheese? They are. They pass it over to the lone Druid. Maybe waiting on that BKB from the Bear to come back up. They need some creeps. They're just going to back out. Again, surprised that NND are playing this one so defensive. Respecting the power of Mineski-X at this stage of the game. So are they going to take heed to my advice? Will they buy a pipe? Perseverance, 2,600 gold. I don't know, Beastmaster. You could sell that headdress. It's pretty ugly. Get yourself a pipe. Trade it in. Give that headdress back to the Native Americans and barter it for a pipe. What do we got? What do we got? Smoke rotation from NND. So what's the play for Mineski-X here? How do they turn this one around? 2 lanes of barracks down. They do have a pretty good lineup for holding high ground. Tinker very good at pushing these waves out. If they can manage to kill this bear without a resummon, I think that's the win condition, honestly. They're going to try to take a fight out of the base. It's going to be a smoke on smoke. Oh, God, this is tense. Kang goes in first. He's got the Shadow Blade. Don't forget. Going to zoom it out. They jump right in onto Eden. BKB used. Kang could be the first one to fall. Tornado comes in. It puts him up in the air. That's the end of the Aegis. Oh, Kang, you're getting too aggressive with it. Now X-Nova trying to retreat. They'll use the ult from Phoenix. Tinker doing huge damage here, but finally gets grabbed by the Bear. Entangling Claws come in, but the Supernova stuns up the Bear through BKB. Cold Snap now out onto the Tinker. Do they have the damage to bring him down? This Bear's in the front lines, but they can't quite kill it. Kang trying to focus everything he can on the Bear. No, he turns back onto the Abaddon. They get the kill there. Nefari now playing a little bit of the ring around the Rosie, trying to drain the Bear's mana. The Radiance burn is starting to add up. Johnny getting right-click down. The Phoenix gets taken out on the backside. The Invoker falls, but this Bear is still alive, trying to finish off Kang. Now comes in the Invoker. They're actually going to be able to hold this. NND getting cleaned up. It's a 2 for 4 when this thing's all said and done. The lone Druid just barely survives. He TP's home at the end. It's technically a 4 for 3, as Slark did die, but don't forget, he had that Aegis of the Immortal. A great fight from Mineski-X. But look at this base. Creeps pushing in from every which way. The tier 3 tower mid down to about half HP. Tier 4 towers taking some heavy damage as well. This game's actually getting more interesting. The lead that NND has feeling less and less relevant as this game goes on. We're going to see it jump up in favor of Mineski-X as that last fight completely updates.
Middle tower is under attack.
Those are the kind of fights they need to take, but the problem is they're not going to be able to push out to force buybacks. There's only so much pressure they can put on. They're going to push out this lane. Slark going to do what he can, but they need somebody on defense duty. Creeps are actually just crippling their base. Maybe thinking about having an all-in play right here with a few heroes dead, but I'm not so sure that's going to work out for them. They push as far as they can. They do a little tiny bit of chip damage to this tier 3. And with that, Mineski-X just head back to the base to defend. No choice.
Regeneration.
Lone Druid almost max capped at this point. He's got 5k gold. What do you put on the Bear next? I actually don't know. What is the item? I mean, do you like put like a Scotty on him or something just so that he gets some extra HP? Is that ridiculous? I mean, what do you do with a bear at this point when you're 51 minutes in? Looks like a basher. Okay. Yeah, there you go. He's just going to go the basher. So, even more RNG. Now you got Entangling Claws and bashes with the Spirit Bear. The BKB proved to be such an effective item. If NND can just get towards the base and take a fight, the BKB Bear should be able to pretty much finish off this tier 3 tower. That's the hardest part for Mineski, taking a fight while the lanes are pushed out. It's such a small window that they have to strike. NND just going to cruise right up the mid lane here.
Invisibility.
Here we go, another smoke from Mineski-X. They're going to try to get the catch here. Slark, can he do it? They're going to go right in onto Eden. Ricky taking heavy damage. They've got the finger, and the Proctologist brings him down. Tinker caught by the Tornado. Nefari has a BKB now, uses it as well. The Supernova goes off, but doesn't find a stun anywhere. Baden on the backline, taking some damage, but hey, it's Lone Druid. He's going straight for structures. NND have had enough of this. They're going to be able to finish off the Slardar on the backline. Taking a look at buybacks. Slardar's got it. They'll kill the Lone Druid as he goes all in for the structures. He does get the tower, though. 2 for 2, and it's going to be more. Abaddon in pretty deep, taking a lot of damage as the Beastmaster gets killed on the back line. And 4 down on the side of NND. I believe it was a 2 for 4. Necro unit's still alive. They're going to get finished off here. So 2 for 4, but it is a buyback from the Slardar. So not the best fight from Mineski-X, and again, they did lose something. NND can afford to do this. If they're forcing out buybacks in these kind of fights, they killed tier 3, half damage on the melee barracks, and honestly, every time they do this, more chip damage befalls these tier 4 towers, and eventually those safety structures are going to go away, and this is going to be just a throne with mega creeps coming at it. The longer this goes on, the more cynical I am about win conditions for Mineski-X. Although, with that said, they're about to wipe him up. Nefari gets caught out. I don't know what he's doing that far in enemy territory with all of his teammates dead. But now Mineski-X have an opening. Invoker does not have a buyback. Oh my god, what a misplay. He dies with his BKB off cooldown. 100 gold short of buyback. You can't position yourself that way. That's a game-losing play right there if Mineski actually come back from this. Oh my, mid lane barracks for NND gone. Slark going to be able to finish those off. There's a tier 2 standing in the bottom lane, but they're going to head right to this top tier 3. Mineski-X might have actually just leveled this game out. All because of piss-poor positioning from the Invoker with no buyback. Glyph's already been used here. Slark's starting to take some damage. Mineski-X being careful about this. They don't want to go all in, and they actually leave the tower standing. Tinker doing a pretty good job just defending the base himself. He's actually been the one to pick up the Shiva's guard. They've got double Shivas. Wow, one on the Phoenix, one on the Tink. Mid lane, here we go. Invoker's still down. They're going to go right in onto the bear. They drop the finger and they kill it. Lone Druid does not have a resummon for over a minute. This is a huge window. Abaddon uses his ult, and NND are in big trouble here. Invoker comes back, but there's no bear, which is almost more important than the Invoker. Primal Roar used on the Slark. That slows things down. Oh, Mineski-X can't go for it. They're going to have to back up to push out these lanes again. Tinker's still the one just lingering back. Tinker is one of the best heroes for this because he can push out the lanes and he can always just rearm and join the fight right away. He's got bottomless BOTs. Sunstrike scouts out Roche. Sees it's not up yet. Middle of the road timer here, coming up in about just a minute. That'll be Roche 4. So, of course, Aegis and Cheese available for the taking.
Soldier's fortune.
All right. Look at that net worth graph. This was NND's game, and now it's Mineski right back in the lead. They've got a 14K experience edge. All right, Mineski. Who's going to win it? They've got a win condition now. They could wipe them and just go straight up the mid. But, likewise, NND, they're just one BKB bear away from mega creeps. I mean, shit, the bear could almost just go backdoor these tier 4 towers at this point. Uh-oh, Ricky could walk right into it. Roche is up any second. Mineski-X lingering around the pit. They've actually got control of these lanes pretty well. Now that mid pushes out, they absolutely don't have to worry about that, and they can focus hard on these side lanes. Yeah, Radiance Bear, always annoying. All right, Roche is here. What's the play here, Mineski? They're going to have to push back top. Looks like Tinker's going to go deal with it. NND seem to be at this point where they don't really know what to do. I think they've already made the call to go all in mid. I think that was the last big team fight where the Druid just focused on structures. They got wiped up. They traded 2 for 4. Now it's sort of like, well, shit. What do we do? Roche is definitely an answer. Oh, no. The bear down bottom again. It's going to get caught. Do they kill it? Bear's dead. Do they have a resummon? Yeah, they sure do. But if this bear dies, NND definitely cannot contest at the Roche pit. Very bold play here. They're going to go in. It's a Primal Roar to start things off. Phoenix gets the egg. They're not going to go for it. Instead, off to the side, Nefari getting focused hard by Kang. It's really 2 fights that are breaking out. Shadow Dance from the Slark. On the other side, the Ricky and the Beastmaster die. This split-up fight is not going well for NND, and now they put themselves deep in the tree line. Nowhere to escape and nowhere to go. Mineski-X might have just turned this around. They kill Nefari. The borrowed time's down. Abaddon hits the deck. 4 down on the side of NND. All 5 still alive from Mineski-X. They are just going to push up here. They've got Creequilibrium with them. It's a big net worth gain. 2 heroes down without buyback. Ricky will have his, though he holds it for now. They're going to take out this tier 2, and this is a big window of opportunity. Do they go for Roche? Do they go for structures? I think you might just make a play for high ground here. If you can get this bottom lane of barracks, this game gets a lot easier for the side of Mineski-X. Oh, the Hex Stick out on Tinker. This is where he is at critical mass. 21 Bloodstone charges. He is huge, and he is scary. Unlimited sheeps now, about 3k mana pool. Tier 2 tower goes down, and Mineski just go right towards the high ground. Forget about that Roshan. It's looking like they might have done it. This is one hell of a gold swing. From 11k lead to 14k deficit. NND feeling the hurt here. One of the biggest swings I've ever seen. Mineski hold on and just barely come back, but hey, wait a tick. What's going on there? I'm actually not sure what's going on. Invoker's just kind of hanging out. It's like, hey, y'all. All right. Melee barracks get taken out. Mineski not going to end this one yet. They're not in any hurry. What are you doing? We've seen this before, Invoker. This time his buyback's on cooldown, so it's less of an issue, perhaps. Now Roshan for Mineski. They've got the minus armor, so the big boy falls quick. And that'll be another Aegis and Cheese. Looks like Slark's going to make an inventory slot for the Aegis. He has himself the Abyssal Blade now, and Sladar will happily pick up the cheese. Yummy, yummy. The saddest part about this game is that NND could still win it. They have done such crippling damage to Mineski-X that if this wave pushes in up top, they take a fight over here. All that Druid has to do is just BOT in and poop, 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 poop. He's going to kill that mid lane of barracks. And then things really get interesting here. We're at the stage of the game where, honestly, net worth difference really doesn't matter. It's more about who catches who gets caught out in a bad position. More about initiation than anything else. Beastmaster actually went for the Refresher Orb. I still think a pipe is more than warranted here. I'm not sure about the Refresher. But we'll see. Double Primal Roar, not a bad thing to have. Slark goes to the tier 3 up top. Here we go. Mineski-X looking for megas. NND, this is your time. But, oh, daddy, here we go. Here we go. The split push. They're in for it. Tinker's on his way back. What's going on in the top lane? Can they interrupt a couple of TPs here? Can Tinker hold this off? There's the Radiant Glyph. We need a base race cam. They're going right for it. NND through the backdoor protection. These guys are crazy, man. Oh, you're not going to be able to do it through backdoor protection, boys. Abaddon initiated on. Slardar taking some damage. Oh, no. This is looking bad for NND. Slardar pops the BKB. He's going to survive through it all the while. Slark just focusing on barracks, and it's mega creeps for the Radiant squad. The only hope for the Dire is to get some barracks mid, but they're not going to find it. The bear gets brought down. They can't cut through the backdoor protection. They needed the creep wave, but it was intercepted. Meanwhile, in the Dire base, things are going to shambles. Slark with a BKB on. He's eating a moon shard, still holding on to the Aegis of the Immortal. He is going to be locked down here. He's taking a lot of damage. He's going to throw a few right clicks and... Oh my God. All right, now Mineski on the verge of it. NND, man, they had such a window. If they had broken backdoor protection, if this was one of these games where backdoor protection was all fucky, this would have gotten really interesting. Mega versus Mega. Who wins this game in a Mega versus Mega war? I have no fucking idea. But it's really looking good for Mineski at this point. Is this one of the biggest... This isn't a record, is it? 11K deficit to 26K lead? That's got to be pretty high. I actually don't remember what the record is. I wanted to say it was like 38K swing. This is a huge net worth swing. Probably not record-breaking, but game for the ages. Oh, goody. So now we're at this interesting point where Kang is getting chain DC'd. He's got an Aegis with no BKB. This is rocky. I'm not really sure the Slark lives here. I think he dies. And I think they just back out and let him die and waste the Aegis because they've got Megas. Do 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 do. I really hope he can reconnect because this game is just starting to get interesting. We will have another best of one coming up after this, folks. It's no snipe versus the Mongols. Sure will be another nail biter. As I'm literally biting my nails. Mega creeps for Mineski. Yeah, and I mean NND can hold it off. They might need to pick up a Mjolnir on the bear or something. They can delay this game, but I think with the Megas, Mineski can basically just distract them with a team fight, and then the creeps will push in. All right, we got a couple of Gs. All right, what's the play for Slarky here? Okay, he just runs away. Never mind. I thought he was dead for sure. I guess they didn't have any more stuns. Not really feeling the refresher orb. I think the other problem is just mana. 200, that's 400. Yeah, I mean, he's got enough. He's got just enough for a full spread and a Necro Book usage. You don't double Necro Book is not really that handy. It can be. It kills the units that are already out. So you can do like Necro Book, you send them in, they die, and then you refresh Necro Book again right away. So it quote-unquote works, even though it doesn't. All right, Mineski. All right, Mineski. A second Diffusal Blade out for Ricky Maru. I guess feeling like his primary contribution this game has been the Purge. That is, you almost never see that. It's not the craziest idea. I mean, there's not much you can do with the Diffusal 2 when it's out of charges. It still gives you a fuckload of agility, plus 35. So getting a second one, it is a lot of agility. Of all the heroes that go double Diffusal, I think Ricky's the one that you could probably legitimize it. So they are going to wait for the Mega Creeps now to join the party. All the lanes are going to push out. Look at this guy. What are you doing, Ricky? What are you doing? Seriously, what the fuck is he? Oh, he takes a gem. Okay. What is going on? I feel like there's a play here that I'm not privy to. Oh, shit. Backdoor protection, brah.
Radiant's middle tower is
They're going to try to do it through backdoor protection. Oh, my God. Radiant don't have a glyph. Oh, my God. NND are about to win this game. NND are going to do it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. They actually just did that. What a play. What a play. That's it. Mineski-X is eliminated. NND actually win it with a clutch BOT in backdoor oh my God. That was sick nasty, dude. I did not see that coming. I was checked out of that game. Honestly, as a caster, I was like, yeah, Mineski-X won. They're not going to be able to break backdoor protection. Game's over. Nice slow siege. And I'm pretty sure Mineski-X thought the exact same thing. Let's just rewatch the replay here because that just went from, like, complete clown shoes to not clown shoes at the end. All right, let's just relive because this is nutso. All right, so here we go. Moonduck instant replay. So Ricky's just sitting here. I'm like, what are you doing? What is your plan, little fella? And look at Mineski. They are so scared right now. They're like, what's going on? We don't need to force the issue. We don't want to get jumped on. They're respecting the refresher Beastmaster. What they didn't realize, they don't have a goddamn glyph. That is such a good read from NND. And, of course, you've got all of these units. You've got the Beastmaster aura. You've got an AC. You've got that fucking bear with a BKB. They push so much faster than Mineski-X. 65 minutes in, they actually do it. That is incredible, incredible stuff. All right, well played, NND. A nail-biter till the bitter end. We're going to take a quick break, and then we have another game coming up next, folks. I'm Zyori from moonducktv. Thank you so much for joining us for this cast. If you enjoyed it, give me a follow on Twitter at ZyoriTV and at moonducktv to stay up to date with all things happening with this tournament and at the studio. My God.